On October 23rd, everyone was talking about how Valve had completely undermined the skin ecosystem. Then towards the 30th, panic shifted towards a massive new gold supply that would crash the market even further. But since then, the conversation has taken a completely different turn. While many players rushed to cash out their skins immediately after the update, some traders saw an opportunity to pick up skins for a bargain. We bought in at what looked like once-in-a-lifetime prices, except none of us were ready for what came next. Let's rewind to July 2025 when Valve introduced the Trade Protection update. It shook the market, dropping the overall cap by 10 to 15%. There were fears it was the end of cash trading and third-party sites. Of course, the panic was fairly short-lived. Platforms quickly adapted their system by holding funds in escrow for the 7-day window, and business was back to usual within just a couple of weeks. In fact, I'd say confidence was higher than ever. So what happened next? Before we continue, this video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, the new Chinese markets feature lets you purchase cheap skins from Chinese sites directly, without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you need to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too, with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, with the chance to earn extra tickets simply by trading. Use my link or referral code for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. The player base started to realize that trade protection was, at least to some degree, a legitimate safety improvement. Personally, I felt more confident holding a 6-figure inventory knowing that if my account was ever compromised, I'd be able to recover my skins. And let's be honest, the number of people falling prey to scams is enormous. Something had to change. Then came the armory updates, a dash of market manipulation, and suddenly prices across the board were hitting new all-time highs. I personally picked up some great deals during that July dip. M4 fades, low float field tested gloves, even a few knives, and had no issue flipping them a month later for solid profit. So this time when the market tanked even harder, I once again, like many people who were ready to take on a bit of risk, bought in. I picked up some higher tier skins like Crimson Web and Arid gloves, Gamma Doppler knives, and coverts for trade ups. And what do you know? Reversed, reversed, reversed. This guy even decided to change his mind literally 20 minutes after he had sent the item. Incredible. And this seems to be happening to a significant number of people who purchase items that have since rebounded. Unlike other Steam support requests, trade reversal is done directly from your trade history and does not require a support ticket. Of course, you take a temporary 30-day trade ban, but if you're recovering a significant amount of money, you might think it's worth it. So the real question is, who's actually being affected by this system and what does it mean for the future of CS2 trading? Firstly, it's obviously impacted big traders, as is evident from the numerous online posts. They're sitting on inventories worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, and they're not happy about it, because they're the ones who disproportionately jump in during crashes. Now, not everyone likes that. Some players hate the idea of people profiting off market volatility, but regardless of how you feel, they weren't the only ones hit by these reversals. I've seen countless YouTube comments, even on my own videos, from casual and younger players who finally managed to buy their dream knife at a fair price, only to have it reversed days later as prices rebounded. For everyone praising this update making skins cheaper, it seems like knives are going back up to where they were, but now coverts are also significantly more expensive. It will be interesting to see how this plays out. There's been huge implications for proxy traders as well. These are people who help Western buyers purchase skins from Chinese sites like Buff in exchange for a commission. Except when you're dealing with hundreds or thousands of trades, which is the case for many full-time skin traders, it can quickly get messy when trade reversals are happening all over the place, and refunds are not automated like on many third-party sites. There are even some of these traders no longer refunding bank transfer orders at all. Instead, his customers must accept other skins by filling out a Google form to claim replacements. I don't have any personal issues with him in particular or any other legitimate traders, but it seems clear to me that some may have bitten off more than they can chew. Here's the thing though, people with deep pockets, the one willing to buy in during a crash, are actually essential to the skin economy. Without them, there's no exit liquidity for those cashing out, and the market would completely freefall. prices only stabilize because people step in and take that risk. But now, those same buyers are getting punished. Sellers take zero risk since they can just reverse the trade if prices rebound, while buyers are left with essentially frozen funds for up to 7 days, during which they have no flexibility. And while it's true that Valve built the system this way, and people have every right to use it, it's still an abuse of the system, one that unfairly favors panic sellers and hurts market stability. So how could Valve fix this mess? Well, a few things come to mind. Firstly, Steam could require users to give some form of evidence that they were scammed. Perhaps new device login history, screenshots of DMs, or emails indicating some sort of account compromise. It would add workload for Steam support, since the current system is entirely hands-off, but would likely be the best way to ensure reversals are only used for legitimate reasons. However, as I'll come back to in a moment, they likely have an ulterior motive beyond just trying to reduce scamming. Steam could also extend the ban time. While 30 days is obviously a hindrance, it isn't a huge deal for most players who do not trade daily like some of us. Increasing the window to 3 or 6 months would mean anyone deciding to reverse the trade would have a much longer period to wait out, especially in a volatile skin market. A third solution that I've seen many people suggesting is having third-party marketplaces cooperate to collectively ban users that have trade reversed. It sounds good in theory, limiting cash-out options for abusers, but realistically, it's highly unlikely. These platforms compete with each other. They're not going to turn away new users voluntarily. Now, besides wanting to improve the security of their game, I believe Valve also introduced this change to serve another goal: to directly combat third-party sites and encourage more players to return to using the Steam marketplace. Reversals aren't possible for items purchased directly from the Steam community market. So while you might pay a bit more there, your purchase is 100% secure, no 7-day anxiety window. And of course, Valve gets a cut of every transaction. More players buying on Steam means more money for Valve. In the meantime, how can you avoid having your trades reversed? My first thought was to simply use third-party bot marketplaces, where trades come directly from site-owned bots instead of peer-to-peer users. But to my surprise, some of these platforms have also started reversing trades themselves. Personally, I think that's unacceptable. These sites already profit from margins. Taking advantage of volatility shouldn't come at the expense of their users. That said, two marketplaces I've used for years and still fully trust are Skinport and Skinswap. They have strict policies on never reversing trades. Both use bot systems that send items directly, meaning trades can't be reversed by individual sellers once completed. If you prefer peer-to-peer platforms like CS Float, look for sellers with lots of completed trades and fast delivery times, though even then, there's no guarantee. And of course, you can simply use the Steam market. What are your thoughts on the whole trade reversal situation? Do you think it's a problem? Let me know in the comments, and take care of yourselves.